Okay, how can it be? Two videos on the same day. Haven't done this in years, honestly. I'm in a completely different area of the city. I'm actually on the edge of Condesa. And I feel like all I've been showing you guys is Roma Norte and Doctores. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to show you guys something else. I really like this boulevard. Didn't really need anyone between filming the video this morning and going to the gym and after that. So I have been really getting back into my philosophy bag again, meaning I've been consuming a lot of ancient and old school philosophy content. Most notably Arthur Schopenhauer. If you don't know, go check him out. Just hit his name on YouTube. School of Life and Pursuit of Wonder, I think. And Einzelgänger, all have amazing videos on him. Just, if Schopenhauer to me is like, to me personally, and for how I feel and how I look at life, he's the GOAT, the greatest of all time philosopher, and he, you know, like, I have my moments where I can come up with a witty one-liner or like a nice message for you guys, I feel, or I try. But then when I listen to him, it's like, he has mastered the art of whatever it is I attempt to do with these videos, and in life in general. He's just, you know. And so I've been basically listening to him for the past 3 hours. Walking around, been hiking around the city, you know, the thing that I love to do most. That's what I used to do in Barcelona all the time, and that's what I do here all the time. I just find it that walking is the ultimate remedy to any potential negative feeling, especially as it pertains to maybe feeling lonely or feeling a little bit lost. Like, walking just helps you kind of sort everything out and makes all of those thoughts and emotions drop, kind of sink to the bottom. It's beautiful, right? This whole area. Finally found a trash can. That's something that they don't really have in Mexico City. There's not a lot of trash cans at all, because apparently they don't have money. The government doesn't have enough money to pay for people to actually like maintain them and empty them. Anywho, I feel like I'm getting off track here. Arthur Schopenhauer, loneliness, all this stuff. And there's just a few things, you know, a few things that he planted in my head that I wanted to talk about with you guys. But before I get into that, I want to talk about this concept that I kind of came up with just basically today. My biggest struggle here has just been finding those really profound, deep connections, and I've been meeting a lot of people, like a lot. I had a ton of people to go out with and to party with. I really can't complain, and if you follow me on social media, I could totally understand that it would be very confusing to hear me whine about not having high quality friends when you basically see pictures of me with different people every other day. So I was kind of wrestling with that contradiction, and then I just kind of came to this idea that I've been toying with, this concept, which is friendship without availability is irrelevant. It means nothing, and that's basically where I'm at. Like, I have all these friends, and when we hang out, it's great, it's awesome, like, it's really good. But 90% of the time, they're just not available. Like, I can't get them, I can't lock them down to a time and a place. And that's really the biggest issue I seem to have. And that's why I keep going into this, like, spiral of not understanding the root of what is causing me to feel frustrated because I'll be lonely. I'll be lonely for days upon days, and then I'll finally like meet up with one of these different friends again. And when I'm with them, it's real and it's awesome and it's genuine and it's amazing and great conversation. And every time like I'll fool myself, or I'll convince myself into believing like, oh, you know, yeah, now we're gonna build on this. But we never do. Like then it'll literally take 3 weeks or a month for me to finally see them again. And so like I don't operate like that. I'm a person like my friends basically, and I understand I might sound like somehow needy or something even saying this or whatever, but yeah, I'm a person that prefers close, tight-knit friendships. Like all of my real friends, the ones that I said like they know what's going on with me on a daily basis. Like I would even argue, if you don't really know what's going on in your friend's life, are you really a friend? You know? So like even here, thank God for technology. Like I'm so consciously grateful for technology. There's like 3 or 4 people that are back in Belgium, or at least back in Europe, that I am sending audio messages on WhatsApp on a daily basis, and some of them I haven't even seen in a year, but still like that friendship is there, that bond is there, so we keep it going. And they're, you know, like I don't need to physically see them to work on that, you know, on that friendship and that relationship, and they are there to listen to me and to give me advice and vice versa. But so the people here, again, friendship without availability is useless. It's nothing. It's an idea. It's a fantasy. It's a nice thought, but nothing more. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to. That's like a mini breakthrough I had today, figuring that out. And then I also like Schopenhauer. He talks about the will to live a lot, and he argues that the will to live is basically the cause of all of our suffering. Jesus, I feel like my speech is deteriorating. I really do. I don't know. You guys tell me. And he argues that the impact of pain and struggle is far greater than that of accomplishment and enjoyment. And that because of that, people that strive for happiness all the time will have the worst life, because striving for happiness is like the worst thing you can do, in his opinion, which I kind of agree with. And I was just kind of trying to, you know, paste that onto my situation in terms of when I got here. Alright, one more thing. Schopenhauer also talks about when people get really depressed and life gets really shit, when people have no more problems to solve, there is no pain, and then usually boredom ensues. So he's like, the worst you can have in a life is like no challenges, no pain, and boredom. And man, I felt that, because I remember, obviously I do have some issues still ongoing, but in general, like the first couple of months here, I was petrified in terms of like my ability to take on the job. Like, was I gonna be good enough? Like, and just everything, sorting everything out. And those first few months were the best, because I was trying to solve this Rubik's Cube. And now the dust has kind of settled, like I've got the job fully under control. It's not stressing me out even a tiny bit. Like, I love it, don't get me wrong, I love the job, but it's not like, you know, something, it's not an incredible challenge, I'll put it like that. And I know the city now, Like, I've been around the block, and I guess like I'm in that phase now where I'm starting to get a little bit bored, which is ironic, right? Given where I'm at. I just can't help myself but plan ahead for the future and think ahead and think about what I'm gonna do. And I just keep kind of like, I hate to wish away time for obvious reasons, but I can't help but keep track of the weeks until December, which is 8 weeks from today. I'll get to fly back to Belgium and spend a whole month in Belgium, so I can have all the holidays and just have that really dark, raw, cold winter that I actually kind of, you know, really urge for. And I'm coming back. There's no doubt about me coming back on January. Flight's already booked, and it's not about the flight. Like, I've always said I want to give it a year. So I arrived here in the middle of April. So yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is, if I don't see things change, which I still obviously, I understand things can very much change. When I come back in January, I feel like Mexico is officially on the clock. Like, I would give it January, February, March, without a doubt. Like, I would never, those are also like the worst months to be in Europe. Like, everybody's just depressed and it's cold and gray. December is awesome, January sucks. So like, there's no doubt in my mind, like I'm gonna be here at that time, but the whole thing would be on the clock in terms of like me having to see significant improvements. Because right now, I'm doing it. I'm living here and I'm fine. Like, I'm nowhere near depressed or anything like that. But I'm definitely not happy. Not chasing happiness, not chasing that euphoric feeling, but I'm also just not having enough meaningful relations, as I was mentioning before. And that is something that I do want. And that is something that I do have back in Belgium. So it's just like, when you have a whole big life back home and you have all of these very high quality friends, then at some point I think it makes sense to consider going back there instead of trying to make it work in this other place where you're not particularly, you know, content. As I walk in the middle of traffic, trying to figure it out. Wait, let me see, man. These streets, Lero, they were shouting Lero at me. God bless their soul. Yeah, so guys, this is all Condesa. I hope you can tell, but it's actually it's a really beautiful, it's a really beautiful area. Let me go through here, show you guys some of the realness. Yeah, this is also like where all the Americans move. Like, Roma Norte is touristy, but it's not on the level of Condesa in terms of it being Gringolandia, loosely translated gringo country. And so in Mexico, when they say gringo, they specifically mean Americans. You cannot be a gringo, like in other countries, you're considered a gringo just for being a white and European or American. But here, like, it's only Americans or gringos, so I'm not a gringo, woohoo! By the way, do you guys know the story about like where that whole word gringo comes from? I may or may not have told you this already. I'll keep it short. So as you all know, US invaded Mexico at some point, they had a war and all of that, and the US soldiers all had green uniforms. And the Mexicans obviously didn't speak English, but they did speak and understand two words, which was they understood that the color green was green, and they understood go, like get the fuck out. So they would tell the soldiers in their green uniforms, green go, green go, green go, green get the fuck out of their country. And there you go. That's where the word gringo comes from. One of my absolute favorite stories, to be honest with you. Am I getting the beauty of this boulevard? It's like, this is what I love. Like, look at that. Yeah, that's what made me fall in love with Mexico City in the first place. So give me a second, guys. I feel like I could be doing this in another way. Well, we'll see. There was something else I wanted to say. Bear with me, because Lord knows I'm not going to edit this video. Kind of blanking. I might be done. It's been a long day. I've had a lot of caffeine, and my brain is getting a little bit tired. So this might be it. Maybe I should talk about the gym a little bit. So I've been absolutely smashing it in the gym. I'm at 89 kgs right now, so I lost more than 7 kgs. And I'm in great shape. I am getting to that point where I'm starting to feel like almost a little bit too small. Like I've cut so much weight that I kind of miss the volume, miss the buff, miss the muscle mass. So I'm kind of up in the calories as we speak to, you know, not lose too much. All right, guys, I feel like that's sufficient. That's like 17 minutes, and I feel like I'm just like battling right now. I did have something else, but I'm kind of blanking on what it was. So I guess, oh, I got it, yes. Okay, one last thing. So I've been noticing, you know, like, again, this is on the topic of like being lonely in a new city and how hard it is to build a new life. And I had this, you know, because I always wonder, like, what the hell do people do between like 10 and 4 p.m. on a Saturday? Because I'm constantly trying to get people to go out and do fun stuff and hang out in the day, but it's like, nope, impossible. I'm like, what the hell do they do? And so I had this company party on Friday, and I would say like my peers or my colleagues, because they're all people from Europe and all across the world, expats, extranjeros, you know, immigrants that moved here and, you know, and started working here. And it really hit me when I was there. We were allowed to drink a +1, and almost all of them had a partner. And that just really, like, it really clicked, like, oh, because it's so much easier to do this if you have someone with you. It's just like, honestly, it's like, it's not even a challenge. If I could do this, like with a girlfriend here, come on. It would be so goddamn easy. Like, imagine me doing this with Katya. Like, cause you spend like 85% of your time you spend on your partner. So then you just have to fill in that remaining 15% with like your abundance of friends. And also, like, when you have a partner, it's so easy to just like, oh, let's stay in and chill. I feel like so many people just spend their weekend watching Netflix with their partner. Like, I really do feel that way. And that also brings you to like do I want that? And no, I don't. Like, I think that's kind of sad and boring as fuck too. But I think that's what a lot of people do. And I came to that conclusion also today. It's been a day of conclusions, one might say. But I am happy because I made 2 videos. I feel like both of these are good. And I'm talking about really relevant things. Sorry guys, once again. Check this out. Yeah. No, I think I'm good where I'm heading. So yeah, I just wanted to share. Sorry guys, this is I'm not doing a good job being efficient with your time. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you for watching. Hit the thumbs up, and let's see what happens in the future. Life is good. Peace out.